Hello guys, girls, and whole new worlds. Welcome back to Character Crashers, where we discuss both popular and obscure media that we enjoy and come up with character concepts surrounding the fandoms. My name is Taylor.
I'm Colin.
And I'm Morgan, and today's magical media of choice is the cosmic crystallized animated series known as Steven Universe.
Do you ever wonder what happens when you give rocks weapons, trauma, and emotional character development? Welcome to Steven Universe, an American animated series created by Rebecca Sugar for Cartoon Network, which first aired on November 4th, 2013. The show follows Steven Universe, a boy who is half human and half gem, a race of magical gem-based beings. Steven lives with the crystal gems, Garnet, Amethyst, and Pearl, who protect Earth from various threats. As Steven grows, he learns to harness his unique powers, face gem-related threats, and become more and more traumatized by the choices of his deceased mother, Rose Quartz, the former leader of the Crystal Gems.
Oh boy.
Stan, what did you do?
What didn't I do?
Crimes include shoplifting, teaching bears to drive, a new crime he invented called burgle-bezelment, first-degree llama-cide.
That llama knew too much.
We will dedicate the rest of this broadcast to listing Stan's crimes. First-degree thermometer theft, pug trafficking.
And as an added bonus, we get to play the game of how many enemies can Steven befriend before the show is over. Did I mention his pink pet lion and the living watermelons? Following its brilliant conclusion, Steven's story was revived in the form of a movie. Hey, maybe the events of this story aren't caused by another problem his mother left behind. Oh. And afterwards was a short new series titled Steven Universe Future, which explores his life 2 years after the events of the main series. Just a happy, fun, untraumatizing, wholesome season. Yeah. Not to mention a new spin-off currently on its way. The show explores themes of love, identity, and family through deep storytelling, song, trauma, and emotion. And with that, we welcome you all to Steven Universe.
We are the Crystal Gems. Well, actually, my OC isn't a Crystal Gem. And even after joining the Crystal Gems group, I don't think she'd consider herself one. But I'm getting way ahead of myself. Let me start off by officially introducing Onyx, a gem from Homeworld and someone who was once a part of Blue Diamond's court. When I first started creating a Steven Universe OC, I had originally made her be an emerald, since, at the time, there were no emeralds that existed, and I could create her in the way I wanted. But then, an emerald was introduced in the Lars of the Stars episode, and I had to rethink my gem choices. Upon considering my other favorite gemstones, I settled on Onyx and completely reworked my gem OC. Well, not completely, but somewhat. Onyx, as I said, was a part of Blue Diamond's court for a good portion of her existence. In a way, she was sort of like a second Pearl for Blue, but she wasn't actually a Pearl. And unlike Blue's Pearl, Onyx didn't follow Blue around everywhere. Onyx often stayed close to Blue, but more often than not, you'd find Onyx spending time with the court's gems. Amethysts, rose quartz, jaspers, etc. This is how Onyx meets the Jasper. The only Jasper that matters. I am joking. I know there are other Jaspers that exist, but let's be real. Jasper is the most important Jasper to exist because of her memorable design and her place in the story itself. So, yes, Onyx knew Jasper probably since Jasper was formed. She knew her as a gem in Pink Diamond's court. Saw her get transferred to Yellow Diamond's court. Onyx and Jasper basically spent all their free time together. When Blue didn't need Onyx and Jasper wasn't on a mission, they were together. And I know what you might be thinking. Why would Jasper spend so much time with a gem she'd most likely see as weak? Well, I think it's a matter of how long they've known each other, as well as Onyx's station in Blue Diamond's court. Onyx may be considered a weak gem, but she's fairly high on the rankings given Blue's favor towards her. I don't know. I just know that I really like Jasper, and I made an OC to pair with her. Moving on. One day, Jasper had to go on a mission to a planet called Earth, with a Peridot and a Lapis to capture a group of rebels called the Crystal Gems. Y'all know the mission I'm talking about. Leaving Onyx behind, since Onyx doesn't go on missions. Of course, as you know, Jasper doesn't return to Homeworld, and despite Onyx being worried, Onyx can't really do anything but wait. Much later in the series, in Season 4, following the Crystal Gems and a couple humans breaking into and out of the zoo, Onyx was sent on her first ever actual mission with the company of an Amethyst Guard, to go to Earth and bring back a traitorous Sapphire who had left Blue's court. Now, I understand it doesn't make much sense canon-wise, but this is just how I picture Onyx's arrival on Earth. Basically, Onyx arrives on the beach, explains why she's there upon arrival. The Crystal Gems don't like that, so a fight ensues. Pretty much a large majority of the gems on the beach get poofed. Amethyst, Onyx's Amethyst Guard, and finally, Garnet, leaving Sapphire's gem open for Onyx to bubble. Onyx starts to head back into her ship, ready to leave with the mission completed before Peridot runs out of the house. I imagine she had been visiting Steven when Onyx showed up, and calls out to Onyx, having recognized her from Homeworld. Onyx pauses at Peridot's call, recognizing Peridot as well as the one who had been with Jasper on the mission 2.5 seasons ago, and Onyx is about to ask where Jasper is before Pearl uses her distraction to poof Onyx, ending the conflict. Now, you may think that's the end of it. Onyx gets poofed, both her and her Amethyst get bubbled. That's the end of that. But Onyx is actually able to reform sometime later in the basement, aka the bubble room, Peridot and Steven having burst the bubble housing her to ask questions, much like Steven had done with Peridot a couple seasons ago. During the questioning, Onyx asks about Jasper, and the two end up telling her everything that happened with Jasper up to that point, ending with the explanation that Jasper became corrupted and is currently in a bubble in that very room. I feel like Onyx would have been very surprised to hear of all the times Jasper fused for 2 different reasons. One, we know that Jasper believed fusions were just a way for weak gems to become stronger until after her fusion with Lapis as Malachite. And 2, fusions between 2 different gems were usually seen as taboo and often frowned upon. Take Garnet's first time fusing, for example. These are some of the things Onyx would have thought about when hearing that Jasper fused with other gems, like Lapis and the corrupted gem. But there's another factor Onyx would take into account. You see, Onyx and Jasper have fused before, by accident, of course, and they unfused immediately after, mainly because of Jasper's beliefs and the fear of being shattered over an illegal fusion. The both of them agreed never to speak of it to anyone, even to each other, so that was that. I kind of just think Onyx chills out with nothing to really do or contribute until the end of the series, at the very end of Season 5, Episode 28, Change Your Mind, when the diamonds come together with Steven to heal the corrupted gems and bring them back to who they once were. It's at this point where Jasper is brought back to her former self with a slight character design change and reunites with Onyx, who is incredibly relieved and happy to see Jasper returned to herself once again. I'm not sure what else would go on with Onyx other than she'd probably stay with Jasper on Earth in the woods like we see in Steven Universe Future. But unlike Jasper, Onyx is probably a lot more open to everything and everyone on Earth, venturing into Beach City and Little Homeworld on occasion. Onyx and Jasper have done fusion again, specifically during their reunion at the end of Season 5, maybe a couple other times. But unlike some gems who feel the most comfortable in their relationship when they're fused, like Garnet and Rhodonite, Jasper and Onyx prefer to remain as their individual selves, living their lives together, separately. Regarding their fusion, I had originally created Jasper and Onyx's fusion using a Gemsona Maker game on a website called Doll Divine. Basically, you could make gems and then pair them together to create a fusion. The fusion gem usually being chosen randomly, and it's not always the same gem if you try to replicate the same thing later on. When I did this with Jasper and Onyx, the gem I had gotten for the fusion was called Almandine, which is a common gemstone usually found as a deep red color, But when I researched it during the writing of the script, I found out that almandine is a type of garnet variant. And given that garnet was already a fusion between ruby and sapphire, it didn't make sense for a jasper and an onyx to be a garnet too, even if it was a different variant. I decided to revamp their fusion, looking up gemstones that are usually a dark orange color, or something along those lines. I also looked up the process the Steven Universe crew had taken when deciding the names of the gem fusions for specific gems. In the end, I decided on a gem called Triplite, an exceptionally rare brittle phosphate mineral prized by collectors for its vibrant orange to red-brown color. Given how I feel like seeing Jasper and Onyx fusing is a very rare thing to witness, and probably Jasper still being iffy about fusion as a whole, especially since most of the fusions she's been a part of were toxic, the gemstone itself being brittle makes a lot of sense.
Okay, we're good.
All right, and with that, welcome to our brainstorming session for tonight.
Woohoo!
Yay! Okay,
Yeah.
so who would like to start?
May
I can. Yeah, Colin, you can go.
Or if
you want
you want to, you can.
You can. I'm good. I don't have
Yeah.
very much written down. I do have stuff written down, but I don't have very much. So I can, as long as I have it written down, I'll be able to remember it later. Unlike various times in the past where we've just kind of winged, like had our thoughts in our head and then we lose them
Yeah.
later. So
Yeah, I can go down the list. Okay, so
yeah, go ahead.
my ideas are assuming that the character is a gem, because I think that's the route we want to go down.
I feel like Gem is the most obvious route to go because I feel like while there is a lot of human characters, there's not a lot we can build off of that.
That's what I was
Whereas
thinking.
with Gems, there's a lot we can go through with. So I think Gem is definitely the best route to go through.
Okay, so I wrote down a couple of gem ideas, and I have a couple notes for each. The first one I have down is a citrine, which
Okay.
is one that's mentioned in the show, but we never actually see what they look like. All we know is that they're mentioned as bodyguards for the elite, just never seen on screen.
Huh. That's actually a really cool idea. I like that.
There is Moonstone.
Yeah.
And, okay, you remember how earlier you were asking about the pink gem on the left of my cape?
Okay, so here's the thing. This was off camera, so you want to explain that a little further?
Okay, yeah, so if for those of you, so if you look at my PNG model, you can see a couple gems hung on my cape. There's a few more below it, but those are just other ones. It's my PNG basically is just like saved the gems that are on the top two, and the bottom two that you guys can't see, bottom three that you guys can't see are gems that my PNG supposedly poofed because I just don't like those characters.
Fair enough.
The pink one you see on the top left is actually called Morganite, which I thought was interesting.
I am already hating this. What is
what I find is more. I also just kind of want to talk about this gem because I just find this one interesting. So it's mentioned once in the show, but no official on-screen appearance. There's just the design for the gem in the fan wiki, but I do find it interesting that this gem is described as an aristocrat, but also an artist, a very high-level artist, which I find very interesting. And then, but yeah, that's the lore behind the pink one that's on my belt. And then I have two more. One of them is called Labradorite. I'm not really serious about this one. I thought it was funny that it's called Labradorite, like the dog.
Yeah.
Labrador. So all my note says for this one is dog. That's it, just dog.
Dog gem.
So I have an idea in regards to that if we go with that, but keep going.
And then last but not least, personally, this is my favorite one on the list, but I'm still open to other ideas. This one's called Tourmaline. It takes numerous forms and gen shapes, although it's mostly rectangular. There are many colors and color combos that it can naturally come in. And I also have some reference pictures, too, that I could post for what it kind of generally looks like and some of the cool color combos.
Okay.
So I'm kind of interested in the Labradorite just because I have an idea on where we could go with that.
Okay.
I will can't believe you brought up Morganite. I didn't even know that was a thing. I will tell you right now, I'm not surprised entirely that there's that there's an object named after my name, because I'm pretty sure I remember one time researching that there is also a horse named after my name. So I'm not surprised by things that happen that have similar names to me. But oh god, what am I thinking of? Yeah, some of the things that I was thinking of in regards, obviously we're doing a gem. I was thinking maybe a fusion or perhaps a different version of a gem that already exists, or like one that doesn't exist, and then that would give us more like freedom of like just like expression with it, kind of. I am going to say right now, in regards to the Labradorite, we could potentially play on a corrupted fusion. Or not a corrupted fusion, my bad, just a corrupted gem
in general.
Yeah, but because you said Labradorite, and instantly, obviously, when we think Labradorite, we think dog, and a lot of the corrupted fusions were and I keep on saying corrupted fusions, corrupted gems were just relatively animalistic.
Yeah, so that was one of I have a few more things on my list I can go down, but that was one of them on there. Is that we could do like an off-color or a corrupted? I think would be really neat. May I go down the last few bullets?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so off-color or corrupted version of like a gem we've seen. Maybe some kind of, I don't know, potentially some kind of bounty hunter route. New member that joins Lars' space crew. A solo rebel gem. A gem that's secretly been shapeshifted into a human for centuries post Diamond Blast, trying to hide from the Diamond authorities. And the last thing I have on my list is yet another gem from Rose's past that has been severely traumatized.
Added to the list.
I feel like a lot of gems that worked with Rose were either corrupted or they were like Bismuth, where they were just bubbled because
or
they
like
didn't
Spinel
because
garden,
or like Spinel, who was left behind. But that was but it's like either they were left behind or they were bubbled because Rose didn't agree with their ideal and stuff like that. Oh God, what was that? What's happening?
Just got jump scared by the
cough. Oh, that might have just been me coughing.
Yeah.
That reminded me of when Taylor's dad came on to mic 2 seconds ago, and he was loud as fuck.
He turned so red, by the way, when he realized that the mic was on. I said I wasn't recording, not that the mic wasn't on.
Yeah. That was his bad, though.
Yeah. Rip Tay's dad.
I mean, it just means that we don't get to have it in our stock of audio in the
footage,
background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What ideas did you have on your list? Because you mentioned before you had some.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah. No, I don't have any ideas on a list.
I read all my stuff already.
Okay. Then we're good. We're good. Okay, so we have a lot to work from. I was gonna say I'm low-key going into this a little bit blind, unprepared, more so than usual. But yeah. Is there any direction you guys are leaning?
I'm leaning.
I'm totally. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm leaning the Labrador route with the corrupted gem, but yeah, Colin, what were you leaning on?
Okay, so I'm not opposed to Labrador. I'll be real, that was totally a joke thing at first, just because I kept thinking dog, but now I'm actually kind of seeing it when you mentioned the corrupted thing in the animal link. Yeah. But I do want to share a couple images of what I saw for the tourmaline, because one of them in particular kind of gave me an idea. I'm sending it in the chat right now, and we can edit this in after.
Okay, let me get into the chat.
Watermelon tourmaline.
So
that's pretty cool.
Hear me out on the thought process on this. I don't know how it would end up happening, but I saw this and I was like, imagine that there was a gem on the Super Watermelon Island that they discovered, and like the watermelon community starts treating them as like a god.
Oh my god, it's like a cult leader. I actually love that.
That would be funny.
Because like I saw this and I'm like, Watermelon Island episode in all the Watermelon Stevens. I'm like, something could play on this.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So I could totally see like this route or like the Labradorite route. Honestly, both kind of make me hot.
Here's the thing that I just thought about though in regards to the Labradorite route is that the unfortunate thing is that all the gems are named after what their gem is. Mm-hmm. So that would mean that you just have a gem that's named Labradorite, no matter what, whether she was corrupted or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, what about it, Bo?
Don't you think that'd be kind of problematic?
Wait, why?
Like-
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, I'm confused.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe just the fact that you just have a gem like appear on Earth is like, oh yeah, hi, my name's Labradorite. Several hundred humans just look at a dog that's off in the corner.
Huh. I guess I had never thought of that.
I guess.
Because, like, it's just, I mean, like, I don't know.
I just figured that gems are unaffected by, like, human customs, so,
Yeah,
like,
but I
the
mean, like,
word
you also gotta
labradite
think-
probably means
you
something
also
different.
gotta-
Are we
you
always
also
thinking
gotta
adopted as their pet?
You also got to just think about the fact that there's a lot of gems, like, pretty much every gem that exists has, like, it's like a gem that has, like, a decent name, like lapis, peridot, amethyst, garnet, pearl, diamond.
Oh, I see what you mean now. I see what you
Holly
mean.
Blue Agate was literally just called Holly Blue, but she was an agate, and agate still is a name that actually is okay. Rose is literally just a rose quartz. They all have like decent names that make like decent actual names, whereas Labradorite is just it don't make sense. Like,
You're
No,
right. You're not wrong. We can lean away from
Like, there-
labradorite.
like there's literally even I'm pretty sure there's literally even like oh god, what is it? I want to say it's Snowflake Obsidian or something, but I'm pretty sure they just called her Snowflake or something.
Oh yeah, snowflake
Like,
obsidian exists.
Yeah, I
it's in
remember
my rock thing that I'm researching right now.
Yeah.
About
So my point is,
rocks.
like, everyone had like a pretty like decent name that
Decent
like made
sounding name,
sense,
kind of
like
rough.
decent sounding name that made like sense even on like a human spectrum. So like
Is there?
just like I can't
Yeah.
think of a single gem that didn't have like a decent sounding name that made sense on a human aspect.
You're right. You're not wrong.
Yeah. I feel like the
Like, wait,
tourmaline
hold on.
sounds better for a name.
Yeah, is that the watermelon one? Is watermelon tourmaline?
Yeah,
Or what is
Yeah,
watermelon.
I mean, there's
tourmaline.
a whole bunch of other ones. I can send the other pictures I got. Give me a sec.
Yeah,
it?
I
We
was.
could call her Tori. No, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
that'd be
there's a whole bunch of-
I gotta
wild.
find. I gotta figure out what. Hold on. Keep on talking, because I gotta just look up something real quick.
Okay, I was gonna say, is there a gem for what is it called, Tiger's Eye yet? Because that's like one of my favorite rocks. I won't lie to you.
Actually, there is a tiger's eye.
Really, I have to look this
I
up.
feel like they just call her Tiger, honestly.
So Bismuth mentions it when do you remember the episode before the wedding episode where Bismuth gets released and she sees all the gems like floating in the temple?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Falls out tiger's eye at a point
Huh.
right before she pops Biggs.
Okay,
And
that's
then
who it
realizes the whole corruption thing.
I was trying to figure out the name of the centipedal, like what the actual name was.
that
It's
was
just it's Nephrite, which is still a good sounding name. So my point still stands.
Okay, your point still stands.
Yeah. So as much as I want to do Labradorite, like
The name doesn't roll well.
corrupted fusion, the name doesn't roll well for like if they weren't corrupted, which I feel like would be a necessary aspect of it.
You're right. You're not wrong.
Like I feel like Labradorite would be like a name that Steven would give them, like how he gave Centipedal.
Yeah,
Like I feel
okay.
like that would be a name kind of that Steven would come up with as like a filler if they didn't know what gem it was.
Yeah, I could see that.
But like, yeah. So we do need a gem with like a normal name. I do kind of like the idea of the watermelon tourmaline. Is there any others that you can think of?
Types of tourmaline or just
Or no,
other
that
gems?
just you had like other gems that you just had in mind.
I'll be real, tourmaline's the one that stuck out to me most. Moonstone I thought was like a cool name, but like there aren't really many interesting looking gemstones for it. And then Citrine we had only heard of, we just haven't seen, so we don't know what it's like. But
Oh
that
my
one
god, I just had the most amazing idea ever.
Yeah.
what?
Wait, okay, so watermelon tourmaline, it would be cool as a singular gem, but what if we had two different gems? One was red, one was green, and then it's like the cotton candy garnet route, where it's like
Oh,
just
it's like a
two different colors.
fusion.
It's like a
Oh.
fusion. It's like a
That
fresh
kind of-
fusion that like is like, or it's not even just doesn't even need to be like a fresh fusion. It can just be that their colors like just coincide in that way.
So scroll down in the images I sent you, because that could totally work with the peach tourmaline and then potentially the chrome. I know there's other green ones, so I can look those
Oh,
up too.
what the hell?
But the
Okay, hold
peach,
on. I'm looking through these. Yeah. Oh yeah,
peach,
peach tourmaline, purple
I know.
tourmaline, peach tourmaline,
Okay.
black tourmaline, pink tourmaline,
Let me pull up the website.
Paraba tourmaline, chrome tourmaline. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I can see that with the peach tourmaline and the chrome tourmaline, and then I can definitely see because I feel like, despite the fact that they're both tourmalines, they are different colors. So we could definitely that would definitely make sense because I feel like in regards
Yeah,
to
I just
like
found a
two
green
gems,
tourmaline.
because in the way that it is with like two gems that are the same gem and they fuse, it's usually just like a bigger version of them, like with the rubies. But like if they're two different colored tourmalines and they have two different designs based on the fact that they have two different colors, I feel like that would make a lot of sense with them. Like look their like fusion looking like different. So we could definitely roll with something like that.
That's
Yeah.
a sick idea.
I think this would add on to it too, because you said something about them being like on the watermelon island and being like a sort of deity kind of. Like
Yeah.
if you think about it, like normal gems aren't, except for like the diamonds, normal gems aren't all that big until they fuse with each other and then they get bigger. So it's like we just have like two normal sized gems, and then when they fuse, they become like giant woman.
Yeah.
So that would be awesome.
That would be cool. Have we thought about how this like tourmaline would fit in the hierarchy of
The watermelons.
not the hierarchy of the watermelons actually. I think it
Like
would be
Homeworld?
more interesting to understand how they would relate to Homeworld because everything's so like what is
Right.
it? Rigid?
So, well, yeah. So I think in the aspect of fusion, I feel like because they're both tourmalines, it's not all that people aren't all that against it. But I think because they're two different tourmalines, maybe I don't know. Because I think the whole thing was like fusion wasn't necessarily frowned upon when it was the same gem fusing with the same gem because it was just like bigger aspect, and then rubies and topazes also did it all the time. Whereas in regards to like two different types of gems, like ruby and sapphire, when they became garnet, people had a lot of problems with that because it was two different. Not only was it two different gems that were fusing together, but it was a high class gem fusing with a lower class gem as well.
Yeah, screw him with the
I think
hierarchy.
I think it was mostly like the fact that they were two different gems fusing together, but I think like the hierarchy also is there. But like, I mean, because there was the gem, I don't remember what her name was, but it was a ruby and a pearl fusing together, and those are technically both lower class gems, but they fuse together. But
Okay, so wait, can I interject for a second?
yeah, go ahead.
I'm posting a picture in my chat. I don't know why. I just found this because I realized I still had the Labradorite tab open I searched. I don't know why, but this picture gives me vibes of like a
Ooh.
really cool looking D&D dice.
That
Like, I get,
that
like,
looks like, I feel like I know
I
that
get like deep
gemstone
on
because
that.
that had to do with, I remember my zodiac, my Chinese zodiac bookmarks that I did.
Yeah, I remember.
I feel like that was one of the gemstones that aligned with one of the animals for my bookmark, but I don't
Oh, you
remember
just-
what the gemstone was called and which animal it was with. But
yeah, no, not to sidetrack, but yeah, no, I just thought that was neat.
no, that's fine. No, so I think in regards to the gemstones, I feel like it would make I'm trying to think on how this would work in regards to Homeworld. So I think definitely in regards to Homeworld, they'd have a problem with this fusion because of, I feel like in regards to them being two different colored tourmalines, they might be considered two different types of gems.
I
And on
think
that
in two
aspect,
different. Oh no, sorry, go on.
no, go ahead. I didn't have much to think about, so go ahead. I was kind of just
No, to play off
thinking
of
as
what
I,
you said,
yeah.
also because of the color, because I'd like to think the green ones are usually more associated with yellow diamonds core, and then you have one from like pink diamonds, so
Okay.
from between them being from different class, also different like sector of like different
Yeah, like different
So-
diamonds.
yeah, different diamond.
Ooh,
Yeah?
ooh.
Ooh.
I have
Yeah.
an idea.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, so first off, in regards to Pink Diamond's Court, we know that a lot of the gems that were in Pink Diamond's Court, some of them either joined Rose Quartz or they ventured off to be a part of somebody else's court. So what if the so I'm just going to remind myself, the peach tourmaline is the pink one and the chrome tourmaline is the green one, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So imagine the peach tourmaline was a part of Rose Quartz's rebellion, and then she was part of Pink Diamond's court, and then she became a part of Rose Quartz's rebellion. And then the chrome tourmaline was on Yellow Diamond's court, and then maybe like Yellow Diamond's then we got to figure out what the tourmalines do as gems, because every gem had a role to play.
I was gonna say that. I was thinking about that too. I was thinking maybe oh, you can go. We can finish that and talk about it afterwards.
No, I was going to say we need to figure out what the tourmalines' roles usually are. So it's I feel like they'd have the same role, but in regards to the Yellow Diamond tourmaline follows that role, and then the peach tourmaline that's in Rose Quartz's rebellion rebels from that role. And then maybe depending on whatever the role of the tourmalines is, maybe Yellow Diamond sends the chrome tourmaline to Earth or something for a mission or something, and then the two tourmalines meet, and the chrome tourmaline the peach tourmaline convinces the chrome tourmaline that the diamonds are wrong, and then it's the reason that they convince them is because they fuse, or they fuse after, or it's kind of like a enemies to lovers trope.
Yes! Oh my god, I love this idea.
Okay, but we do need to figure out what the tourmalines are made for. So let me look up I want to look up tourmalines real quick.
I was gonna say, because of the relation to Watermelon Island and stuff, I was it'd be cool if they had something that was more directed towards agricultural and stuff, but then I was oh well, crystals are they are actually destroying planets, not really fixing them. So then I was thinking, well, lapis are water forms of terraforming to prepare planets. What if it was just a more earthy based terraforming?
So tourmalines are there. So that it says, I'm seeing that they're durable silicate mineral prized for jewelry and believed to inspire creativity. So maybe the fact that tourmalines themselves inspire creativity, we could go something along that route with what tourmalines are usually used for. I don't know how.
We just got to figure out what that would mean for
Well, let me look up professions that revolve around creativity.
This red is actually apparently watermelon tourmaline is actually fairly popular looking.
Yeah, and it says I'm looking it up right now, and it's emotional healing.
Ooh, I do like that. So I feel that us having them be a fusion, that would. What was it called again? What did you say it was?
Watermelon tourmaline?
Watermelon tourmaline.
No. What was the thing that you said that they represent?
Oh, the specific version? Emotional healing.
Yeah, I feel with
therapist gem.
I feel no, I'm not saying therapist gem, but I feel these two fusing, it's a form of emotional healing because of one being a part of a tyrannical system and the other rebelling from that tyrannical system, and the one rebelling gives them a new viewpoint, and they get to work together to solve out their emotional problems, stuff like that.
Okay, so I'm reading about pink and green tourmaline specifically. Pink is supposed to soothe heartache, and green is supposed to enhance inspiration.
Okay.
All
right, so that's interesting. So, soothe heartache and enhance inspiration. Interesting.
Maybe architectural. Maybe they were.
I feel architectural is a good route with creativity. Maybe. Okay, so they're not I'm not saying they're builders, but maybe they're architectural designers. They design what the buildings are supposed to look like. Of their different societies.
Parts of a design.
Yeah, the more intricate artsy parts. They come up with ideas on what the different buildings are supposed to be, and they they're commissioned for like, yeah. So
Like, they
it's like
just like
every
build it.
the buildings, yeah. So it's like every time every time the diamonds take over a new world and they like put like buildings there, because like we've seen that there's like a bazillion different stuff, like buildings and architectural stuff that are like around the planets. We know that like there's got to be somebody who designs that. So it's like somebody. So what if the Tourmalines are like the architectural designers?
Yeah, that's a cool
I like
idea.
that.
I like that.
And it's like obviously they have people like the Lapises who terraform, and then there's probably like more heavy duty um gems who like do the actual like building and construction and all that of the buildings, but they need somebody to design the buildings before they can build them. So that's like the Tourmaline's job.
I like
Yeah,
that. That's good.
that is a good
But
plan.
so that would mean in like the scenario of like with Yellow Diamond, like Yellow Diamond is under the impression that they're going to be taking Earth as like a part of their colony, and they're going to be, and so they send Chrome Tourmaline down, and so she sends Chrome Tourmaline down there to like inspect the area and like plan out like a new construction building, something. I don't really know what building would be, but we got to think about with the Peach Tourmaline of like, because the whole thing is like they're rebelling from what their initial roles were. So we got to think of like how, like what the how the Peach Tourmaline rebels, like what she wanted to do instead. Like what was it about being, oh, I just had an idea. What if it's like, what if she wanted creative freedom? Like, as like an architectural designer, you need permission from the person who's commissioning you about the designs. You need like input from the person who's commissioning you on like what the build is supposed to be, and you need like constant checkups with the person who's commissioning you to like make sure like what you're designing is what they're looking for before it can eventually be built. So it's
But
like
now freedom to do it themselves.
wants the creative freedom to like make whatever they want. Like instead of doing architectural builds, they want to do like sculptures and stuff, and like
Yeah,
something that's more them.
I was
Okay.
just thinking about that. You know that rose quartz statue that's in one of those episodes?
Oh, you
with
mean the
the
one that's attached to
fountain?
the fountain?
Yeah. Could you imagine her character designing that? Like that's what she
Absolutely.
did during the rebellion time
Absolutely.
period.
Wait, hear me out. What if her
Absolutely.
character also designed the temple?
Ooh, that would
yes.
be cool.
Yes. I love this. Yes. Okay. So that's that. We also would need to think of, well, here's the thing. Are the gems weapons different based on person or based on gem?
I think-
Oh no, it's based on gem, because I'm pretty sure Lapis's thing was water wings and all the Lapises had that.
Yeah, but I feel like that might just be a Lapis specific thing, you know? Because Amethyst has a whip.
Oh, that's true. Amethyst has a whip, and I don't think all the Amethysts have that. And
Here's the
then
thing, I don't think we've ever actually seen any of the other amethysts pull out their weapons, though, so we don't know for sure.
we don't see a lot of gems pull out their weapons. Like Holly Blue also had a whip, I think.
She did. Hers
Pearl
was
had
like
a spear, but I don't imagine any of the other pearls have spears, because that's kind of like an actual like weapon.
Yeah, and Pearl's
Rose had a shield, but we don't know if any of the other gems that align with her have. Okay, hang on. Am I allowed to do spoiler warning?
Yes.
Oh, well, this show has been out for a while. If they're watching this episode,
Okay,
they've probably
spoiler
watched
warning.
the whole
If
show.
that nobody's seen a good majority of Steven Universe, Rose Quartz is pink diamonds. None of the rose quartzes or the diamonds we've ever seen have pulled out their weapons, so we don't know if they also have shields. I feel like the diamonds, though, they were individual in their powers specifically. So it's like, because Pink Diamond's whole thing was like, Rose Quartz's Pink Diamond's whole thing was like healing, which I think all of them had. But then they also had, Blue Diamond had like emotional manipulation, and Yellow Diamond had like electrical abilities, and White Diamond had
Mind control.
Yeah. Something like that. Yeah. So I feel like maybe weapons are different for each person, because it's also funny that we don't see Ruby or Sapphire pull out their weapons individually, but when they fuse into Garnet, they both have like fisticuffs, basically.
So I think the gauntlets are just like enhanced by the Sapphire, because the gauntlet we do see Ruby use by herself.
Yeah, that is true.
So
We do see Ruby use a gauntlet at one point.
By Sapphire, that it does more of an impact.
And also the weapons when characters fuse are kind of just like mixed matches of, the two weapons that each of the gems have.
Because I remember with Steven and Amethyst, the Smoky Quartz, it's like Steven has the shield, Amethyst has the whip, and then they fused it together to make a giant yo-yo.
Yeah, and Sardonyx is just a hammer.
And then with Opal, it's bow and arrow.
And then Sugalite, it's like the giant fist and chain thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I also
all right. So
with weapons, think about it. The episode where Steven goes into Pearl's gem, we've seen that they can pretty much store whatever they want in their gems. So who's to say they don't just have a number of different weapons in there if they wanted to?
True. I like to imagine though
is fair.
I was thinking for this character, because of the architectural stuff and the obviously heavy lifting of things, I was imagining ability set more closer to Lapis in the way that they don't have a weapon. They just have abilities that make creation easier.
I have an idea.
What's the idea?
Whatever it is the chisel and hammer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see what you mean.
Because
it's basically just a chisel.
I'm thinking specifically for Peach Tourmaline, maybe not a chisel and hammer, but maybe what if Peach Tourmaline has a chisel and then Chrome Tourmaline has a hammer or something? I don't know. That's kind of far-fetched. I don't...
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I can see it. And then when they fuse, they have a combo?
Yeah, I'm trying to think on something on weapons that specifically align with their work, and because they're creative, I mean, technically Peach Tourmaline is going against it because she is making the thing herself, because she's designing the sculptors and then she's making the sculptures, and usually the Tourmalines, I think we said, are just designing and not the builders.
Mm-hmm.
So it's I don't know how well that works, but I don't know.
I feel like that's a cool concept. I like that.
I like the idea.
And also the hammer
so
could
I do
just
want
be...
to...
Yeah, what were you saying?
I was going to ask, are we planning on doing designs for the two different Tourmalines and then also the fusion, or are we just doing the fusion? Because I do kind of want to map out what the two different Tourmalines look like before and after they fuse.
Oh, so you're asking if we're drawing them unfused and then fused also?
Yes.
We can draw them fused, and we can leave it up to the artist. If the artist only wants to draw their fusion and only has time to draw their fusion, they could draw the fusion.
Honestly, for me, it's probably just going to come down to time. I'd like to try and draw all three. For me, it's probably just going to come down to...
I might try to draw all three if I can. Usually I tend to draw a lot in mine. You guys have seen on multiple of the cases that I try. I do the full I do a full body drawing of the characters, and then I usually do mini sketches on the side. So if I can, I will attempt to do both.
You know what's weird?
Individuality and
when I picture trying to draw the gems unfused, I weirdly picture them side by side. I know you guys probably don't know what this is, but doing the Dragon Ball fusion dance for some reason.
That's so valid. I
know why. Oh no, wait! I think I'm misinterpreting what you're saying. I think I'm misinterpreting what you're saying.
Let me look up a picture.
Because you're saying Dragon Ball fusion dance, and all I heard at first was Dragon Dance, and all I could think of was Avatar.
That's valid. I was gonna say, I was thinking about drawing them dancing, because that's such a big part of fusion.
That's kind of what I was thinking, is I want to draw them dancing, but...
I'm gonna put the two pictures that come to mind in my head. It's with two that come to mind for it, so I'll show you.
Yeah, but I think we should, at least for my sake, come up with an idea of like what they look like individually and then what they look like fused, for my sake, if I do both. But also because if we're going like kind of the way that Cotton Candy Garnet route is, it's like they're gonna be a mixture of the details of both gems.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like to be able, in the way that I do things, especially with like not really necessarily fusion, but like with like child character, like if I try to make a child for characters that I already have existing, I tend to like design the parents first and then design,
design
the children,
child. Yeah, that
design
makes
the
sense.
child after, so that way I can have a nice mix of the parents in the design of the child.
Yeah, I get that.
I gotcha.
So like for my own sanity, I'd probably want to design the both of the I can't speak. Both of the gems, both of the tourmalines, like, and then like think of like what they would both look like individually, and then come up with an idea for like what the fusion would look like, because then I can like envision what they look like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
What
like
was that?
What was what?
I don't know. There was like one of those like weird like noises that a computer makes or something. I just heard.
That was me.
Is your computer okay?
I switched to my earbuds and shutting my computer down because apparently I'm slightly too loud, so I'm gonna move to the different part of my room away from the door.
That
Got
sucks. That's fair though.
Rip.
Rip.
Okay, nice.
But yeah, okay. Other.
So yeah, no, go ahead.
Oh yeah. What are we thinking for like general shape of the gem? Like in terms of like body type and stuff? Because like they have
I'm thinking.
Wait, so shape of the gemstone or shape of like the body?
No, shape of
shape
the,
of the body.
Yeah, I'm thinking tall with kind of like curves, like maybe I'm thinking kind of like garnet shaped, but maybe like a little more on the heavy side. Maybe, I don't know. Or
I
maybe
was
like
kind of
Jasper.
leaning
Jasper might be a good.
That's kind of what I was leaning. I was kind of leaning towards was more of like the Jasper build. I weirdly
Yeah.
picture him as like a bigger gem because I kind of think to like the role of bismuths were like very like these
Yeah.
bigger gems who like do construction and architecture as well. So
But
I'm
I
kind of getting that vibe, but more of like the Jasper shape is what I've been picturing.
Yeah, I'm thinking like definitely like kind of, I want to say like heavy set is the word that I'm going to go with. Like kind of heavy set gems, like either like kind of not like entirely like kind of, I think I want to do it like in like the way I'm picturing is like a mix of like Jasper and rose quartz, in the sense of they're like they have like a decent kind of heft size to them, but like it's not necessarily like maybe like, because I'm thinking of it in the way that like ruby and sapphire are, is like ruby's more on the masculine side where sapphire's more on the feminine side.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of like peach tourmaline being kind of on the feminine side, and chrome tourmaline kind of being on the more masculine side. And that 100% just be because of their colors, because one's pink and one's green, but that's kind of where I'm going with it.
Yeah, I can see it. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, that's fair. So wait, pink is femme, right? Yeah. I'll write that.
Don't worry, I'm
is
making notes of all this too for the chat.
Yeah. So I'm thinking like peach tourmaline would kind of be like rose quartz kind of body type in a way, in the sense of like they're she's kind of like, I want to say like I'm going to say like soft is the way that I want to describe it. It's like she's kind of like a little heavy set, but she's like on the softer side of heavy set.
I gotcha.
Whereas with chrome tourmaline, it's more on the side of like what Jasper is, where it's like kind of like beefy.
Yeah,
in
like
a way.
Buff.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, buff. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
That's fair.
I do agree with Colin though. We should think of like what like the shape of the actual gem itself is. So I think when you sent us the the watermelon tourmaline, it was kind of like a rectangular shape. So you just want to stick with that for the
Yeah, I might
tourmaline
also stick with
gemstone
that. I
shape.
kind of vibe with it.
Okay, we should probably think of like gem placement.
Agreed.
I feel like personally, one of them should have a gemstone on their hand, maybe like the back of it, just because
Okay.
like I
Okay.
feel like that would make sense. Like I feel like with them being
Being a
like,
designer, it'd be good to have something in their hand.
yeah, so I'm thinking maybe like because we're thinking of the peach tourmaline being more like hands-on sculptor vibe, like maybe they're the one that has it on their hand.
Do we want to do
Like
palm or back of the hand?
I was thinking back of hand because I feel like with Garnet, both of Garnet's gems are on the palms of their hands, so I feel like just having someone be a little different from what Garnet is would be nice. Like also I feel like in response to Garnet's gems are like circular, so that's okay to have in your palm. But if you have like a rectangle in your palm, there's gonna be sharp edges there.
So, super important question then. Is our
Yeah.
gem a lefty or a righty?
Oh, I was thinking righty because I feel like no offense to left-handed people, but right-handed people are more common.
Yeah.
I feel like left-handed. I don't want to say minority, but it's a lot less
No, it's
common
true.
than right-handedness.
So wait, the gem is going on the right or the left hand?
The back of the right hand.
The back of the right hand for one gem because it's a fusion, so there's gonna be two gems.
Yeah, so peach gem on
So
back of right hand and then chrome. I feel like chrome we should do something that's different in the hand, just to kind of like shake things up a little bit.
I'm personally thinking like the back, somewhere on the back.
I was thinking like upper back.
Yeah,
Maybe like at the base
like
of the neck, maybe?
like the base. Yeah, I was gonna say like the base of the neck, like between the back and the neck. Yeah, like where like yeah.
My only thing with that is that unless we're drawing like side or back view poses of the gems, we're just not gonna be able to see it then.
That's fine. I mean, like, we didn't really see. You don't really usually see Lapis's gem unless Lapis is like you see her back. So I mean,
This is
there are
true.
gems.
This is
There
true.
are gems where like they have gems on their back and you just don't see it. Like again, I might be drawing both of these gems and I might be having them dancing around. And if they're dancing around, like I might be able to like angle it in a way that you can see Chrome's back, but.
Gotcha. At the very least, we
I'm
can
also
make
just.
it. It's easy to
I
make it
just
so that none of
realized
the
what
hand
I'm
is
going to be
visible.
doing now. I'm going to be differentiating them by calling one Chrome and one Peach.
Oh, that's what I've been doing in the notes.
Yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing for differentiating. Because otherwise, I'm just going to be saying the full thing of Chrome and Peach Tourmaline. And I think if I just shorten it by just saying one Chrome, one Peach, and then watermelon.
Watermelon.
I feel like we should. I do agree because I feel like Taylor said something about this earlier. We should probably figure out why specifically they're on the watermelon island.
So I had
like,
a thought about this.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what my train of thought was before. It was not the right time to bring it up, so I'm kind of blanking on what it was.
Because here's the thing: is like I
forgot.
weren't
It's gonna take me a
weren't the
sec.
watermelons like not always there?
No, that wasn't until Steven brought them to life. Oh, now I remember what I was thinking. So it's not necessarily how they got there, but it does tie into the watermelon Stevens.
Okay.
That the reason they chose to gather on the island is because our gem was already there. It would just be, and that's the reason they decided to settle, is because they recognized our gem as looking like one of their own.
Wait a minute.
But then we would just have to decide on how our gem or why our gem was there.
First off, is there a portal there? And if there is one, is it broken? I don't remember.
There was a warp pad there, and then during the fight with Malachite and the earthquakes, it got destroyed.
Oh, you know what?
Okay.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
So you
What'd
know
you
how like there's that big thing that destroyed like the entire rebellion, and Rose was only able to protect like a few people.
Oh, the Diamond Blast.
Yeah,
yes.
the corrupted gem Diamond Blast. Yeah.
What if we have the we're calling one of them Chroma, right?
Yeah.
Or
Chrome, yeah.
So what if Chroma's
Chrome and Peach.
so paranoid about the diamonds coming after them, they build something on the island to keep people safe, right? But they're the only ones who make it there in time.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
Wait,
And
so are we
that's the
saying
reason
that,
they're uncorrupted.
So are we saying that these two gems met post Diamond Blast or pre-Diamond Blast? Like, when
I
are
want to
they
think it's
meeting? I feel like
pre-Diamond Blast based on that
pre-diamond.
logic.
Pre-diamond
so.
blast.
Then, if that's the scenario we're going with, would that mean that Peach is corrupted? Because if they didn't make it to the,
Wait,
Chrome,
No.
if Chrome was the only one that made it there, and then unless Rose was able to block the blast against.
Oh, I
Peach,
thought we were saying it refused already before the blast.
I was saying that Peach just somehow ended up there, and both of them were the only two to survive the corruption blast. Outside of what the people that Rose grabbed in the...
So here's the thing that I want to think of is, like, I want to think that the reason that they're on the Watermelon Island is, like, my instinct is that maybe they're stuck there. Because, like, I can't see a reason for them to stay on that island unless they're stuck there, or, like, unless, like, they wanted to get, or maybe, like, they just wanted to get away
with
from
what
everyone.
I thought. I thought that the reason that they were stuck on the island was because they made it past the beam, but they assumed no one else did, so they didn't bother
so it's
going back. Because they were scared that the diamonds were already destroying the planet, and they were just waiting.
Got it. Okay. So it's self-isolation. Got it. All right. So in that sense, I do think we need to figure out why Chrome is on Earth, because we know Peach is on Earth because she's a part of Rose Quartz's rebellion. But why is, because, like, I was saying that Peach was, or not Peach, Chrome was there because Yellow Diamond wanted some sort of construction thing going on there. Like, what if pre Pink Diamond, because, like, Rose Quartz Rebellion was like happening before Rose Quartz was shattered, right?
Yeah.
So what if pre Rose Quartz shattering, Yellow Diamond, because nobody was fucking listening to Pink Diamond, Yellow Diamond commissioned some sort of, like, sculpture or building to go onto Earth as, like, a gift for Pink Diamond, like, for it being her first planet or something,
like a monument to her or something.
Yeah, and then
I kind of like that.
And then, like, while down there, not Rose Quartz. Who am I thinking of? Peach, like, Chrome, like, ran into Peach, and then maybe they got, like, trapped somewhere together, and that, like, caused them to, like, need to, like, bond, kind of, like, forced bond, or, like, they are, like, I don't know, like, some, like, I need them to have a reason to, like, be stuck together for them to be able to, like, bond, like, get along, kind of. Like, I need them an excuse to be trapped together for them to, like, get along with each other.
To get closer, yeah.
Yeah, because, like, I need them to have, like, a reason for them to want to fuse, and then, like, after the initial fusion and, like, them actually being able to work together and stuff, or, like, the fact that they, like, bonded while being trapped together, it's like that kind of enlisted them wanting to continue doing it, and Chrome wanting to stay with Peach and all that stuff.
Yeah, that works. Okay.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good idea.
A whole bunch of stuff. But
no, I kind of like that, but, like, going back to, like, the idea of Yellow commissioning Chrome to, like, build, like, the monument for Peach. I really like that, because I think that honestly makes some of the most sense.
Not for Peach, for Pink.
Or for Pink, I mean. Because I think that honestly makes some of the most sense as to why Chrome would be down there, and then this interaction happens.
Yeah, because then it also gives us an excuse to have Chrome be there pre-Diamond Blast, and then them being together when it happens. Do we want it to be, like, a relationship that Peach keeps hidden from the rest of the gems, or is it, like, once, like, Chrome, like, ends up being a part of, like, their side after their initial being trapped together, like, it's Chrome kind of joins the rebellion? and then like it's just like a relationship. It's like kind of like with Garnet, where it's like it's a relationship that is like very open. Like, do we want it to be like a secret relationship, or like a relationship that the rebellion gems know about?
I like the idea of Chroma being still suspicious about the idea of the rebellion at the time of building the.
So Chrome is very like wary of the rebellion and not trusting of them, but they've learned to trust Peach. And then it's like when the blast is coming, like they prepped for the, like maybe like Chrome heard in advance about what was going to be happening on Earth, prepped a place for that they could keep Peach safe, and then brought Peach to that place. And then when the blast hit, the two of them were able to keep safe. But then, as you said, like they were under the impression that nobody else survived.
Yeah.
And so that they were alone. And I feel like that would lead to some initial conflict, maybe with Peach and Chrome, in like the aspect of they both think they're the only ones that survived. And so maybe like Peach is kind of like upset with Chrome for like rescuing her, but not everyone else.
Yeah. That's a nice bit of conflict. I like that.
That's like an initial tension, but then like obviously like they learn to get past it, and that adds to their relationship.
Yeah.
And then I just imagine the day that eventually the gems end up on Watermelon Island. And then they're just like, "You're alive!" Like not only like not only are the Watermelon Tourmalines like, "Are you alive? You're alive," but then also like the Crystal Gems are like, "You guys are alive."
Wait, hear me out on this, because I totally think I just thought of a way that this could like actually play in. Do you remember the episode where we first go to that island before the watermelons are there?
Nope. Wait, is that the one with Lars and Sadie?
Yeah.
Yes.
Then yes.
Okay, so basically, if you remember how that episode started, was the gems are on the island. They really aren't there long. It's like a quick, brief scan, and then they're like, "Okay, we'll come back later. We can't find this gem." They leave, and then Steven goes with Lars and Sadie. That whole episode happens, and they fight the invisible gem.
I forget what the invisible gem was. Was that a corrupted gem?
It was.
Okay.
But what if that's the moment, like, our gem shows up and they meet it for the first time?
Like Steven meets them for the first time, or like
the crystal gem, like our gems like reuniting with them, or like Steven meeting them for the first time. Like they're on that island, they help defeat that corrupted gem, and then Steven kind of brings the main group back to see them.
Yeah, that'd be interesting, because that would be like in a very similar situation to Steven like being like reintroducing Bismuth to the group.
Exactly. Yeah, that's like the perfect.
Steven sees them and then like returns to the group and is like, "Hey, I saw this gem that's like these colors," and like all that.
They start breaking down again, like we did with Bismuth. Oh wait, but
hold on though, because like that wouldn't make 100% sense if Steven would describe, because if they're fused, I'm assuming it's like a Garnet situation where they're fused like very often, and it's like if they are fused all the time and the crystal gems don't know about Chrome, like how would they know that it's Peach?
I mean, they could go to the island.
I feel like Garnet would look at them and be like,
and
"Oh my god,
figure it out."
Oh my god, like figure it out.
I feel like Garnet would have like that sixth sense, you know?
Yeah, Garnet would know.
You know how Garnet reacted when she saw Smoky Quartz for the first time?
Do you remember when she saw Rhodonite for the first time?
Yeah, literally, that's just her reaction to Chrome and to the watermelon.
I love that interaction, because she's like, "A ruby and a pearl, I'll take the deets on that later." No, but one way it could work though was that like if they meet our gem and stuff like that, what if our fusion just like, instead of going back to the temple, just chooses to remain on the island, because that's kind of become their temple, like that's become their home.
I 100% guarantee you that they would just choose to stay on the Watermelon Island, because that's kind of just their home now.
Exactly.
And they've just gotten used to living there.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely see that.
Okay, so that works. So that's how group gets reintroduced to Gem.
Okay, I do think we need to start thinking about design-wise, like what
Yes,
the
Oh
agreed.
god, I've
specifically
already
what the
started drawing.
specifically what the fusion look. Have you actually?
Yeah, like actually, I won't show you what it is because I don't want you guys to be affected by what I'm drawing, but I think I'm drawing them they look kind of short with the way I'm drawing both of them, and because they're both
Oh, you're already drawing, damn.
both both
She's got
tourmalines, because
ideas
they're both
going.
tourmalines, I made them similar in physiques like we talked about.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. Oh.
Wait, so what did we
So
say for? So we said it's a chisel that
so
Peach has, right? And then the other one has
I
a hammer.
don't I don't. That's kind of what I'm thinking because I'm thinking like the chisel and hammer that you people have with like sculptures and stuff. Like we don't need to go that route. Like I'm not sure what else we could do with them, but that's kind of just what I was thinking of.
Yeah,
But
I like the chisel idea because it could make a really cool, like, could you imagine? I can imagine the pink one just spawning chisels and like throwing them like throwing daggers. Like, could you see
Oh
that?
my god, wait, yes. I love that idea.
interesting.
So that one has a chisel, and then the other one, do we want it to be a hammer, or we could do like a paintbrush, or like.
I think a hammer would be nice because then it like adds into like the sculpting route of both of them. Like, or
Yeah.
well, I mean, yeah, one of them was like just initially a designer, but I feel like maybe like I don't know, the hammer could definitely be something in regards to it. Like, it's how they like mark off like placement of things or like something like that. Like, I don't know, or maybe they just don't use it often enough, and then it's like only comes into aspect like when they're fused. But like, I don't
Yeah,
know.
it also could be
Or like
representative of how the I forget, chroma tourmaline is more like hostile in the sense that they are defensive and kind of on the more aggressive end of the spectrum.
yeah.
So would we give
Especially since
Chrome the
I'm
hammer
thinking,
then?
especially since that I'm thinking Chrome is like more of the Jasper build in the sense. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. No, so would we give Chrome the hammer then? Would it be?
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I was thinking. Is
Okay,
Chrome got the hammer
gotcha.
and Peach got the chisel. That's what I said before.
Bring the hammer down.
Yeah. So it's I do think yeah, so I as I was saying, like Rose like Peach has like the rose quartz kind of build and then um Chrome has like the Jasper kind of build to it.
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking in regards to outfit wise, Chrome has like Chrome's very much like the way that a lot of the gems have like the bodysuit type thing in regards to I feel like a lot of the gems, especially like the buff one or not even just the buff ones, like all of them. I feel like a lot of them have like just like bodysuit type
Yeah, because
dealio
Paramount makes a point
outfits.
in a few episodes that they're, what does she call them? Like design enhancers are melded to their bodies.
Yeah,
So
their
it's like,
outfits.
yeah, so you don't see much of it's like sticking off, but you do
Yeah.
for like Pearl and Amethyst. Like Amethyst has like the sleeves that kind of hang down a little,
And
like the
that's
shoulder
like
straps,
literally
and
just
Pearl
like
with the waist thing.
and that's literally just a thing in regards to that. Well, I mean, the pearls are a lot more stylized, I feel like, because
Right.
we've seen like blue pearl has like a skirt, and then we have like yellow pearl who has like the sleeve ruffles. But like on top of that, with amethyst like has reformed a whole bunch, and amethyst is very much on the aspect of liking human outfits. So it's like I can understand the way that amethyst does that.
So for Chrome, so I feel, or no, sorry, for Peach, I'm picturing we can go a little more like off the book, I feel like, with a design. But for Chrome,
Yeah.
I'm thinking because like was originally sent down to Earth like to do the monument and stuff. Maybe we for Chromes we do more of like the typical diamond outfit that we see
Yeah,
like
I'm
what Jasper
thinking
has kind of.
the normal bodysuit outfit kind of thing. And then like I'm thinking like with the way that Peach is, I was thinking like something along the lines of like a skirt or something. Like something more like not even just necessarily a skirt, but like just something that's more like along the lines of like human outfits maybe.
I almost picture like the pants with the skirt, like kind of like how
How I
you
did
drew
how
Taylor in the
I'm
thumbnail before, or
working
like the
with the
cotton candy
thumbnail.
garnet.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that would be
I kind of vibe
cute.
with something like that.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Yeah. Okay.
What are we thinking
So
for like hairstyle? Or like what type of hair would they
yeah.
type of have? Because right now, one of them's bald for me,
good.
and then
That's it. They're just bald.
the other one,
No.
I kind of went with like braids almost, like not like normal braids, like you know how Bismuth's hair is.
Yeah, the dreadlocks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or well, like I guess with braids, it's kind of like cornrows, but like, yeah, dreadlock kind of twist type thing.
Do you see if I'm more like chrome or peach though? I feel like
chrome
maybe
would
more
have
chrome.
more the bismuth look with the
Yeah,
hairstyle.
I put it on chrome.
In regards, I definitely, weirdly enough, I've been picturing in my head, I've been picturing peach with like a sort of like a very flowy, like bouncy hairstyle, like maybe like a short, like fluffy hairstyle, maybe is kind of what I'm picturing in my head. Like as I'm thinking about it right now.
Okay.
Like I'm not sure how exactly to describe it, but that's kind of what I'm seeing, like just in my head right now as I'm thinking about it.
So then what do we want the fusion to look like for outfit and hair then?
I feel like if we're going down, like, because I've been thinking about it, like, with the fact that it's, like, the watermelon tourmaline is, like, a two-tone color thing, I've been seeing it as, like, very much on the aspect of, like, cotton candy garnet, where it's, like, a mix of their two styles, like, just kind of, like, put into one. So, like, it'll be, like, as we said, like, the half skirt, half pants type thing, and then, like maybe like we'd find a way to like mix their two hairstyles together.
Well, I feel like it'd be cool if we made them like very urethral, in the sense that
Very
the watermelon urethral? Is that the right word?
Please,
I don't
no, that is
know. What do
I know,
you?
no. Taylor, see that this is why the nursing school will be good for you. No, do not, no.
You know what? Hold on. I
No,
think it's
because
of
the
the-
way
I'm
you're saying
hearing
it
the
sounds like an
urethra.
entirely different word.
You're right.
I'm
It's
hearing
because
like
I'm
the medical
pronouncing it
term
wrong.
urethra.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's what you're thinking, Colin?
Yes, very over my mic. It's very much sounding like you're going a different route with that.
You're so right.
I don't.
I know it's a word,
Are you trying
and
to say
I
ethereal?
hear.
I know you're saying Yuri full, right? Is that what you mean?
Like
It's
Yuri,
definitely
like Yuri.
Oh my god, it's definitely a word. It's just I have to find it. Give me one second,
Yuri
guys.
full is not the word you're looking for.
Give Taylor like several minutes to find the word she's looking for.
I'm gonna die.
It's too far.
Unironically.
You know what's the good thing though about us doing like a gem OC?
What's that?
We don't need to do the thing that we struggle with. Find a name.
Okay.
This is true. I kind of like that. I mean, we had a similar thing with the Doctor Who OC. We didn't really need to find a name for that one either.
And we also kind of just settled on calling the Banshee OC a Banshee because we forgot to name that motherfucker.
Okay, I'm looking at words. Maybe I meant ethereal and I was just pronouncing it tremendously hard.
Yeah, that sounds way better.
Yeah.
See, I thought you were saying like Yuri full, like Yuri coded or something.
There's imperial.
Imperial. Okay.
Imperial.
Like, what does that mean? Because I don't know if that's what you were trying to say.
As in celestial, relating to or suggesting heaven. So a painting depicting a deity seated in a imperial throne.
Oh, imperial. Sorry, I heard imperial. Okay.
I was hearing imperial too. That's why I was asking.
That's why I thought Star Wars.
We're cooked.
Yeah. No, I'm thinking in
We're
regards
so cooked.
to. Listen, it's.
I'm gonna censor this
right now.
I'm gonna
recording,
censor
so.
the part of the recording. It's just gonna be a bleep.
If you want to, but
go for it. I think it'd be funny.
I am thinking in regards to I think it would be nice if we have them designed kind of ethereal coded because I mean we want the watermelon guys to think of her as like a deity, so I mean ethereal is like the way to go.
Oh my god, it is the right word. Holy shit.
What?
I'm just thinking about how Morgan pronounced it. I was like, that was what I was going for. Holy fuck.
Ethereal?
Ethereal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'm also thinking in regards to I I like how I'm thinking of like the hair with like how I'm thinking of like mixing the two hairstyles together. I'm thinking there's this comic that I used to read that was like on Webtoons. There was a webcomic, and it's a completed webcomic, but there was these type of creatures that were like it was like werewolves kind of, but they turned into werewolves by laughing. So it was like a hyena type thing. So they turned into like these giant like wolf-like creatures by laughing, like hyenas. Like they had to make themselves laugh to be able to turn into the wolves. But the way
Mhm.
you could identify them was they had two hairstyles mixed into one. So it was like one. So it was like kind of like I'm trying to think of a way to describe it. Like think like somebody who had like part afro hair, part like something else. Like just it was like two different styles of hair mixed into one. And then another identifier was that they had like neon colored inside of their mouths.
Neon? That's interesting.
Neon
Yeah.
colored inside of
Like
their what?
inside of their mouths. I'll find a
In their
picture
mouths.
real quick.
Okay.
I'll pull up
That's what I
the
thought
web.
you said.
I'm gonna pull up Webtoon and I'm gonna find the comic and I'm gonna take a picture and I'm gonna send it to you guys over chat. But like that's kind of like what I'm thinking.
You know, it's weird in my
He's
head for
so
like
far
part of the
down.
design. I'm almost picturing like the body fades in and out of like watermelon-esque design where it's like you see like a greenish shade that kind of looks like the outer part of the watermelon, and then it works its way up to like a pinkish to a red with like that white in the middle, kind of like matching the watermelon gem, but also giving off like the watermelon skin vibes.
Ooh, that's cool.
And then like maybe a little like blotches on it because it's like a first time fusion, so obviously it's not perfect. And those can represent like the seeds of a watermelon, which may be why the watermelon Stevens perceive it so much more like
As
one of their
wait,
own.
I'm sorry, I like blacked out with my hearing. What were you saying?
I was saying I was kind of part of me kind of pictures like the way that the skin tone changes, like
Yeah.
fades from like maybe like the lower part green, like fades up into like a pink or something, and then a red.
Ooh.
And then because it's a
Okay.
first time fusion, kind of like cotton candy garnet, it was kind of all over the place. It wasn't worth it, but it looked pretty. That maybe there's like blotches on the skin that are a little darker patch because again, the chrome tourmaline includes a little bit of black here and there. So maybe those splotches come up as like looking like seeds in the red part. And maybe that's
Okay.
partly why the watermelon Stevens perceive it as being one of their own, is because it has these little identifying factors on its body that kind of resemble them more.
Yeah, I like that. Oh, are they gonna have multiple eyes, or is this gonna be like a more perfect
Oh,
fusion
that's a
than
good
normal?
Wait,
question. I
yeah,
didn't
we
even think
we
about
should
that.
think about the multiple arms. Like, so I think the
Taylor,
reason,
great catch.
yeah. So I think the reason that Garnet had three eyes because Sapphire had one and Ruby had two. I'm pretty sure Malachite had four eyes.
Right, but
Opal,
not
I think, only
all.
has two eyes. Smoky
I don't
Quartz
think.
has
I don't think
three
all fusions.
eyes.
Yeah, because not all fusions gain more eyes.
Yeah, not all fusions gain multiple eyes or limbs. No, wait, does Smoky Quartz have three eyes? I know Smoky Quartz had three arms.
2 eyes.
Okay, two eyes with three arms. So I think it depends on the fusion. I feel like multiple limbs and or multiple eyes is like usually this thing that you see the most often with them. So maybe
I will say for
I feel
ours
like this.
personally, I'm not picturing multiple limbs. Like I'm not picturing like extra arms.
I'm picturing four eyes and four arms in my
I'm
head.
picturing four. I'm picturing 4 eyes. I'm not sure about the arms though, because I'm almost thinking of like the topaz fusion in a way. How that one just became like a bigger version
Yeah, but that
because they're the
again is
same gem
like
type. Same thing
that.
with the rubies.
Yeah, but again, we're doing like two different colored gems, so I don't know.
True.
I don't
Because
know
I'm
if the
thinking
two
it's like it
colored
seems
gems
like
would.
same gems don't. I don't know. That's just what I'm thinking. Is like from the pattern, same gems don't gain extra limbs, but maybe because they're different colored and from 2 different quartz, they could.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not sure. Actually, wait. If we do go 4 arms, there are some gems where like they have 2 arms that are like bulkier and 2 that are like skinnier. Would we want to do
Oh, you mean
that
like
kind of
sunstone?
route? Yeah. Like, would we want to do something like not obviously it doesn't have to be to like that same
Not
extreme,
really,
but like
because the thing about that is like I think that depends on the gem build, and I mean like these two have very similar builds, so I don't think that makes any sense.
hmm. True.
I have found images of the thing. So hang on, what does it say? Fangs and neon colored tongue. Also dual colored hair. And then yeah, so hang on, I'll send you guys the pictures that I pulled up that I was able to take.
Tay, what are your thoughts on the multiple limbs?
I like the idea of multiple limbs because they're a crafts person. I don't think I think we can get away with less eyes. Like maybe the extra limbs is the thing about this.
What you're saying with the extra limbs, that does actually make sense. So yeah, okay, we could forearms.
So how about this? For my own sanity, extra limbs we all have to do forearms, but what if I count as like a personal choice?
Okay.
Okay.
Please,
for me personally, I'm thinking like 4 eyes.
I cannot escape. Hang on, I'm going to exit out of the chat real quick. Because wait, can I even exit? Hold on. No, I can't hit the escape call button. No, because my phone's doing the thing again where I pulled up the camera app to send people photos, and now I can't swipe it down. Let me just.
Oh, see the pictures you're talking about, though. Oh, I kind of like that actually.
Hang on, you might lose me for a second.
Okay. Well, she died.
I get that. That's cool.
Yeah, so glowy inside of the mouth. Okay. I gotta say, I also kind of like the hairstyle of the first and the last one she sent. The one on the left where it's like the black on the sides, but like the whitish color on top.
Hello?
And then in the last... Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were saying we like the mouthing, but I also like the hairstyles of the first and the last one you sent.
I wasn't saying like those are like the hairstyles that I want to do with them. I'm just saying like those are what I was talking about in regards to like that was like characters in the things. Like that was kind of what they had, where it was like the neon tongues and the two dual hairstyles. But I'm saying
I'm not saying necessarily for the character. I was just saying I think the hairstyles are cool.
Yeah, I'm thinking in regards to that. I'm thinking like we do, because we were saying like what, cornrows for one, and then I was saying like short puffy hair for like the other.
Yeah.
Was that what we said? Yeah. So like
some kind of like braid thing for one and then fluffy for the other.
Yeah, and or dreadlock, cornrows, dreadlocks like that. And then and so I was thinking like with like the fusion, I would like find a way to like merge the two in a way. But like now I'm thinking of the jellyfish hair we did for Makoto.
Valid.
Ah, okay.
That might be an easy workaround for that. I don't know.
We could also leave hairstyle up to artist choice if we each kind of have like a little bit of a different vision.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to the fusion, I feel like the fusion, since we fleshed out the two like parent gems so well, honestly, I feel like it might just be cooler if we like from this point on just mix whatever ideas we want for this fusion based off of the information that we already have off screen.
Yeah.
And I feel like it would still turn out great, you know?
Yeah.
Agreed.
I think it'll be fun. Is there anything else that we need to go over in regards to them though? We know what the gem is. We know that there's fusion between the two. We know their backstory. We know.
Just double checking on gem placement. We said Chrome. Was it Chrome that was right-handed or Peach?
Chrome was, well, I mean, they could both be right-handed, but Chrome was the one that had the gem on it. Oh, the gem on the hand is Peach.
And got it. Chrome and then was the one that had it on the one on the back of below the neck. Got it. Okay. Yeah. Just checking for the notes. Yeah, I think I got everything else here. Cool. I think this is good. I feel like we have. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I don't think there needs to be much else. I mean, like, we could discuss, like, we discussed already, like, certain in-story aspects of how they work out and stuff and all that. Yeah, I think it's pretty fleshed out.
How do you think they'd react to the watermelon suddenly worshipping Malachite? No, I mean, they didn't worship Malachite, but they, like, offered basically what was the
Sacrifices?
equivalent of human sacrifices to Malachite.
I feel like Watermelon Tourmaline would be like a little offended, but also concerned.
Wait, hold on.
But
What was
knowing that
Taylor? What did you
Malachite's around,
say? What did
like
you say that the two gems represented? It was healing, heartbreak, and increased inspiration, or something like
creative
that.
inspiration.
Yeah, and then merged together, it was just what? What was the watermelon? Healing. Oh my god, I'm just imagining Watermelon Tourmaline learning about Malachite's existence and being like, this is an unhealthy relationship. I wonder if I could fix this.
Therapy.
Time to play therapist?
Time to be a therapist.
Exactly.
Something tells me it doesn't go very well.
I don't think it would, but I think the only reason that Malachite was attacking the Watermelon Stevens was because they looked like Steven.
Oh, so, that makes sense.
So, because even when we first see like the sacrifices for the first time, she does yell Steven's name before demolishing it.
Not to mention, they painted a yellow star on the front of each sacrifice.
They did.
No, but on top of that, though, like, because, like, I imagine it's like a situation of like she'd have an issue with it because maybe she got attached to the Watermelon Stevens after they appeared, and then it's like you're just seeing this person like continuously destroy your watermelons, and it's like, hey, wait a minute, you're not, what are you doing? But then it's like realizes that it's a fusion and realizes that there's something going on with this relationship because they're just chained underwater continuously, and it's like, interesting. I wonder what's going on here. I think it would be really interesting to see Watermelon Tourmaline try to interact with Malachite and play therapist. I don't think it would end well, but I think it would be interesting.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool. It's therapy time.
It's therapy time.
God, Malachite would totally destroy.
Malachite wouldn't respond well to therapy, specifically because of
Jasper.
No,
not at all. Lapis would just like try and not really deal with it. I feel like Jasper would get angry and upset at the fact that this is what they're doing.
No, because you remember
Jasper would reject it.
You remember when Lapis was on the boat with Steven and Greg, and she was talking about her feelings about like not being Malachite anymore with Jasper, and like how she kind of missed Jasper.
She missed it, but she knew it was a toxic relationship.
Yeah, she knew it was a toxic relationship, but she still missed it, and it was like it's that whole thing. But it's like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, because she liked taking her anger out on Jasper.
Do we think Watermelon Tourmaline would be invited to Garnet's wedding?
Oh, for sure.
Oh, yes, 100%.
Now would she show up to the wedding is the other question.
I think she would show up. I kind of hope she would show up.
Really hope that she would.
Because it's a celebration of love, and I feel like they'd be hypocritical to not go to the wedding as a fusion.
Just as a fusion.
As a fusion.
As a fusion that has like a deep relationship.
Not like as a friend to both the gems, just as a fusion.
As a fusion, it's hypocrisy, and I feel like Pink Tourmaline would look at Chroma Tourmaline and be like, we're going.
We're going to this. I'm like, but we're going.
Look, let's be real. Peach is the one that makes the decisions in that relationship.
Literally.
Listen, Peach is the one that convinced Chrome that being a part of the Diamond hypocrisy was bad. Peach will convince Chrome to go to away.
Okay, can I just point out why does it kind of sound like Peach is like the extroverted girlfriend and like Chrome is like the introverted boyfriend stereotype?
Oh my god, you're so right. Yeah. They fit that stereotype too.
You know what's funny is that Peach wears the pants in the relationship, but doesn't actually wear the pants in the relationship.
Literally.
Wears
the pants in the relationship, but wears skirts.
Oh, this is a fun one. I like this character. This is a really fun one.
Yeah, they're so
like
fun.
This is a good route to go down. I'm glad that I got to do the idea of a fusion because I do think this is really good. I think it would be interesting.
God, I'm gonna try and do the 3 characters. That means.
I think it would be so fun. I think it would be. We would have had an interesting time trying to figure out Watermelon Tourmaline as one gem, but figuring them out as a fusion just made it a whole bunch better.
The only other way I can say like Watermelon Tourmaline not being a fusion is if it was like an off-color gem. Because then I feel like you can play around with the color palette, but I like the idea of the fusion better.
Yeah, bismuth is rainbow.
Bismuth
Yeah, but
is rainbow.
I think most bismuths are rainbow because they're naturally rainbow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's my
That
thing.
gem.
Watermelon tourmaline is naturally watermelon. So, like, we could have figured out a way to not
True.
make this.
It's too late. It's too late, guys.
Yeah, it's
There's
too late.
no
We've gone down
going
this.
back.
You're right. It could have been an off-color gem because there's no way that there probably wouldn't be at least one tourmaline that's 2 colors.
Mhm.
Somehow, some way. It could be like, oh lord, oh my lord.
It could
Oh,
be
Lord.
like what?
I was gonna say like either like in the aspect of like that one gem that's like conjoined twins, or like in another aspect of
Oh,
like
yeah.
or in another aspect where it's like you've absorbed your twin and then it's just because absorbing your twin is the thing that happens sometimes.
It is. It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, wait. Now that I'm thinking about it, I know we're not on. We eventually will have an episode that has to do with JJK, but I'm pretty sure that's how Sukuna turned out the way that he was, is because he absorbed his twin.
Oh,
I
really?
think that's what my friend told me.
Huh.
I thought. I mean, like, I know he had
It's something along
and
those
I don't
lines.
remember. I know he had a twin, and I don't remember if they lasted after birth or if like he absorbed them. But I know Sukuna's original form has like 4 arms and 2 faces, is what people say, and it's like I think that had something to do with absorbed
Well,
twins.
it makes sense if he absorbed the twin.
Yeah. I like how Sukuna is called the king of curses, but he's not actually a curse.
See, that's spoilers.
Sorry. Yeah,
We'll
sorry.
leave that for the JJK
I didn't
episode.
even know
for the
that.
JJK
When we
episode.
introduce a spoiler
Didn't
warning
even
for
know
it.
that.
Okay, anyway, I think this wraps up.
And now you guys know we're
episode.
planning a JJK episode.
Yeah, spoilers
Yeah,
for that
like,
too.
That's like 2 episodes from now.
All right, so I think that kind of wraps up our brainstorming session then.
Yeah, I think we got a good idea going. I'm very excited about this.
All right, then I will
All
pause.
And cut.
Good.
All right, and with that, this has been the Steven Universe episode of our podcast, Character Crashers. We hope you all enjoyed our discussion of Steven Universe, and if you're interested in more character media and creativity, go ahead and hit that follow button. And until next time, stay crashing.